In 1944, the Polish army enlisted a new private. He had a rank, a serial number, and his own paybook. He was also a fully grown brown bear. This was not a mascot situation. On paper, he was a soldier. The paperwork was real. The bear was real. This is his service record. This is oops, history. True stories that sound fake. Today, Wojtek, the bear who joined the army. Fair warning, this one has a happy ending. We are as surprised as you are. Rewind to Iran, 1942. Thousands of Polish soldiers of Anders' army are marching out of the Soviet Union, where they had been held in camps. These men have been through the absolute worst of the 20th century. And on the road, they meet a shepherd boy carrying a small, orphaned bear cub. According to accounts, the soldiers bought him for some canned meat, chocolate, and a Swiss Army knife, possibly the best trade in military history. They named him Wojtek, roughly, Happy Warrior. Accurate foreshadowing. The 22nd Artillery Supply Company raised him like an extremely large child. As a cub, he drank condensed milk from an old vodka bottle. As he grew, he upgraded to beer, which became his favorite thing on earth. He got one bottle, the same ration as everyone else, and he held it himself. He also ate cigarettes. Not smoked, ate, ideally still lit. The soldiers kept giving them to him because it was the 1940s, and consequences had not been invented yet. He wrestled the men, rode up front in the transport trucks, and by every account functioned as the entire company's morale, in bear form. He also discovered showers. He loved them so much that he once occupied the shower hut and used up the company's entire water ration. And according to some accounts, details vary, so grain of salt, he once cornered an intruder hiding in that bathhouse, who surrendered on the spot. Understandable. Then, 1944, the Polish Second Corps is shipping out to join the fighting in Italy. One problem: British transport regulations strictly forbade animals on board. The Poles looked at the rule, looked at the bear, and found the loophole of the century. The rule said no animals. It said nothing about soldiers, so they enlisted him. Officially. Private Wojtek. Rank, serial number, paybook. The bear boarded the ship as a serving member of the Polish Armed Forces. Somewhere, a British officer inspected the manifest, found it technically in order, and waved a bear onto a troopship, which is how Wojtek ended up at the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, one of the most brutal fights of the entire war. And here the story goes fully operational. According to the men of his unit, Wojtek spent the battle carrying 100-pound crates of artillery shells from the trucks to the guns. Number of crates he reportedly dropped: 0. Entire human careers cannot say that. His company was so proud that they adopted a new official emblem: a bear carrying an artillery shell. It went on their vehicles and their uniforms, and it stayed there. After the war, Wojtek was promoted to corporal, technically outranking some of the men who had bought him for chocolate. When the army demobilized, so did he. In 1947, he moved into Edinburgh Zoo, an odd retirement, but the pension options for bears were limited. And here is the part that gets people. For years afterward, his old comrades came to visit him. They spoke to him in Polish, and he perked up at the sound of it. They tossed him cigarettes, for old time's sake. Some veterans, according to accounts, climbed into the enclosure to wrestle him one more time. The zookeepers aged a decade. The bear was thrilled. Wojtek died in 1963 at around 21, a long, full life for a bear, and most of it spent adored. Today, there are statues of him in Edinburgh, in Krakow, and elsewhere. A supply company bear with monuments on two ends of Europe. Time for the damage report. Wholesome edition. Cigarettes eaten. Countless, mostly lit. Beer consumed. 1 bottle per ration, held personally. Water rations lost. 1 company's worth to a shower. Shell crates carried. 100-pounders per his unit. Crates dropped. 0. Intruders apprehended. 1, allegedly, in a bathhouse. Lives ruined? None. We checked twice. The Polish army once hired a bear, and it remains history's most functional recruitment decision. Subscribe. There is unfortunately plenty more where this came from.